Ros, how are you, girl? Talk me through it.
Fantastic.
What's going on?
There
on
it is
Friday?
again. It's the Anton tagline.
What is it? Talk me through
Talk me through it.
Oh, so have I ever told you the story about that?
No. But you say it all the time.
Do I?
All the time.
Only once a day.
All the time.
Well, it comes from a great mate of mine called Dane Linforth, and he won't mind me sharing this. Dane is one
And
of
who's Dane Linforth?
He is one of the managers at a big business in town, big industry.
Okay.
He was in Japan. We caught up with Dane in Japan.
Oh, wow.
Great
I saw those
mate.
photos. Is that him? Okay.
Great buddy. Good lad. Big beard at the moment. Looks like Jesus of Nazareth. Can I say that? Hope that doesn't offend anyone. That's wrong.
We can look like somebody.
You
but
can do.
It's just fortunate if you look like Jesus.
Fortunately, that's right. He as a manager, people say weird things to him as a manager, right? And when they ever do that, he says to them, "Talk me through that, old mate."
And really? And you picked it up?
And I just picked it up off him. Brian,
how long ago was that?
About 5 years.
Oh,
seriously,
man.
when we shared an office, no, it was 2013.
So is it just habitual that you say it all the time now?
And he's got all these great sayings. Hey, Leslie.
Hey, Donna. Hey, Tom.
Donna
Faye's joined. And Brian. Hey, Brian.
Small, who usually sits over there and watches us from over there.
He's not there today.
It has become habitual, and I love saying that for some reason.
You do every single time I see you.
And Dane's got all these great sayings that I pick up, and he doesn't even know. You know, one of those people who just... You need to have people that are funny. They don't even know they're funny.
Hey, Donna.
So, talk me through it.
You did it again.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah. So we thought this was an interesting topic for this time of year because all the high school people will be starting to think about their careers. They've just all applied for uni. They've all gone through their applications and intakes and offers, and some of them got in.
Second offers and first offers, and some have missed out.
We might just find out.
Some
of them would have missed
out. So some of them got some thinking to do now. Hold on, I was going to become a whatever. Now I might have to become a whatever.
And you know what? The thing I find most interesting when you talk to people is so many people, well, I reckon the majority of people aren't actually our age or older. They're not actually doing what they wanted to do when they were at school. And it's made me think about it this time of year, talking to my friends whose kids are going to uni or they've been accepted into uni. You can have my spoon, I don't need it.
I didn't even know that there was such a thing as speaking and training. You know what?
You're off, Donna. Donna's going to make coffee, probably.
Oh, go, girl. See you around the rooftop. Do you know that? Hey, how are your lives? Are you still doing your lives, Donna? I haven't been on Facebook. How are your lives going before you go?
You've been very quiet on Facebook.
No, she's pretty... Oh, yeah.
No, you have.
Oh, yeah, I've never...
You've been very absent since... Are you up all the Japan span?
I know.
Japan span. Hey, Leanne. I bet Leanne's busy at the moment.
Oh, like a lizard drink. She
School
always
holidays.
is. Hopefully she's not at Middle Bar because I'm always jealous.
Leanne's husband's probably a lot busier.
Yes. Where are we going with all of that? Where are we starting?
Well, I'm going to ask you, when you were at school, what were you going to be when you grew up?
I want to ask you that. I'll ask you first. But can I tell you a funny story first?
Yes.
There was my first ever recollection of a motivational speaker. I was at Nudgee College. So
how old?
16.
Okay.
We were in grade 11. We were talking about prefects. And it was at the end of the year. And this dude came in and he was like, he's probably like I am now.
Yeah.
Like, he's about 40 and he, all excited and pumped and, really like out there. And I didn't really know it. And I thought, this bloke's all, he's the go. Yeah. And he probably did what I do now, just rattled off all the good things he's done and changed the world. And he's the man, like Isabel Holzberg. I'm still deciding what I want to do. Oh, yeah.
You know what? We just had that conversation before we went live, Isabel, that Anton and I have still got lots we want to do when we grow up.
That's right. And all I can remember about this dude, and I shouldn't say this, and this is said with love.
Yeah.
He had bad teeth.
Yeah.
And as a speaker, you sort of got to
teeth is a big thing.
The teeth's a big thing, because I've still got a phobia about my teeth now, and I wonder if it started back then, watching that.
Possibly.
Which is weird. How
do you find yourself, like, after you eat, you're always playing with your teeth?
Yeah. Because I just had a wrap before I came, so I'm always checking them.
Smart couple.
And I have a phobia about them not being wide enough.
Oh, your teeth are quite white.
Thank you. And so yours. So I'm not sure.
I always get compliments on my teeth, but my bottom ones are crooked as hell. But anyway.
No one noticed.
So it's from seeing him.
So anyway, just very quickly. He did this big talk, and then he gave us all the feedback sheet.
Yeah.
And then he was silly enough to read them out.
Oh my God! You don't do that with feedback sheets.
No, that's right. Great, loved your talk, and I don't know who wrote it.
You didn't write this.
No, I never. No, of course not.
No, I'm just waiting for you to say. Yeah.
Who's your dentist? I know. And it was the first, and like, this is that was like now. What do we have now?
Oh,
Trolls.
God, Anton.
This is a. Oh, it wasn't me.
Oh, you didn't actually write.
heck
Oh,
no.
I thought that was your feedback.
No, I wouldn't do that. I got one to teach primary, got my OP, missed out by 1 point. You did a year of psychology and sociology.
Oh,
so
wow,
I take
good on
it you
you,
became
Donna.
a teacher. I'm doing a psychology degree, I think. I like psychology so much. I'm going to go and study it. Sharon Johnson!
Here's our 71 Wharf.
Oh, I know.
We're coming to visit you, Sharon, in
My
Maryborough.
mouth's watering. In my 20s, I paid to have my tea straight and best dollars ever spent. Absolutely. And I was very lucky.
Good on you, Isabel. Good money. Well spent.
You know, I reckon I'll probably... How many fillings have you got?
Oh, I actually didn't have one filling until I got pregnant. But apparently when you're pregnant, babies
happens.
suck the calcium out of your body, and they actually...
They do a lot of it, don't they?
Women actually can suffer really badly with things like, cavities in their teeth when they get pregnant, because the baby actually takes the calcium from the mother. So that's when I started getting fillings. And I've always had good teeth, but pretty much from when I started, back my family 20 odd years ago, my teeth, I started to get fillings then. I've still got good teeth, but I know later in life I'll probably have to.
Just from having kids, you reckon?
I think that if you want to spend money on improving your appearance, or because your smile, we always say your smile is like it's your signature. Yeah, it's your signature. Babies are body destroying, Isabel. That's right.
And Sharon Johnson. Oh, hold on, we've got to look at Tammy first. So Tammy's balls.
Right. Oh,
shampoo
Chris.
model still waiting in hope.
Oh, good on you, Tammy.
Good on you, Tammy. He's a peanut. He's a character. Sharon Johnson, when I grew up, I wanted to do massage and own a restaurant, which is what she's doing now. Oh,
so are you going to have? You should incorporate the two and have massages in your restaurant. There's something that would be. I'm telling you, I'd go to a restaurant if you had a massage and then you have a nice meal afterwards, or while your patrons are sitting there eating, you could do
the shoulder.
Yeah, yep. There's something in that, Sharon.
Oh,
don't tell anyone.
And no, you heard it first here from Ros Waters on Guins and Ros on Friday.
Yeah. And actually, there are people who we had a lady who used to come into our office, and you could actually pay her to give you a staff massage as well. I was sitting in the chair. Just it was good tension release, and you got more. Well, you got more out of your staff because they actually came in and so. It wasn't, but it's still, if more than one person's suggesting it, it's a really good idea because everyone loves massages. So, yes. So, how's the restaurant going, Sharon? Just while we're talking, type a quick little plug in there for yourself, because I did post the link to 71 Wharf last week. Sharon's an old Gladstone resident and she moved down to Maryborough. So she's obviously fulfilled one of those things.
Absolutely. So very quickly, back to my first question. What were we going to be when we were going?
When I was younger, all I wanted to do was be a primary school teacher. That's all I wanted. All I wanted to do. I love children. I loved
How'd you end up in nursing?
Babysitting. I love... actually, it's funny how I became a nurse. Does this mean I'm a grown-up now? Well, you're half a grown-up, so do the massage thing and you'll be fully grown-up, Sharon. Hi, Leanne. So we're just talking today about what do you want to be when you grow up. All through when you're at school and they give you the opportunity to do stints of work experience in your later high school and stuff, I always went into primary schools, and that's what I wanted to do, work with children. The reason I did nursing, and it's funny because I actually never wanted to be a nurse. It wasn't my dream to be a nurse. No one ever said you should be a nurse. No, well, I would have. That didn't worry me because I grew up in the country, so I was used to seeing, blood and guts and stuff like that. Right. But when I was finishing high school, I went to boarding school in Yeppoon. I'm a St. Ursula's girl. Oh, wow, see? And, we knew a lot of people from Nudgee back then as well, I guess.
Good boys.
Yes, and some Brennans, obviously.
Did you ever date any Brennans boys?
No, I did. Nobody from St. Brennan's wanted to date me because of how I looked back then.
That's sad.
Ironically, there's a funny story there which I'll come back to.
One now.
No, funnily enough, there's a funny story I'll come back to. Yeah. When I was getting close to finishing high school, my parents really struggled to send me and my two sisters to high school because they had a farm at the time. They were going through the worst drought in history. Really, really hard being a farmer. And at the time, I know that it took them a lot of years to pay off our bills for high school to go to St. Ursula's, but there was no grade 11 and 12 in Claremont when we went through high school, so you were pretty much forced to send your children away until I got to grade 11, which they started grade 11 and 12 out there. So I only went for grade 11 and 12, but considering the financial stress that mum and dad were under, I didn't have the money to go to uni, and so the opportunity, we got a letter in grade 12, we got a letter at the boarding school to offer a nursing awareness day in Rockhampton, because back then you used to train through the hospital system.
Right.
So
Your
when
sister did the same thing.
well, my best friend at high school, in grade 12 at St. Ursula's, wanted to nurse, and she said, let's have a day out, because they were taking a busload of people up to Rockhampton Base Hospital for the Nursing Awareness Day. So I thought, oh, this is a day out of school. So I went up with her to the Nursing Awareness Day, and I thought it was a great offer. We paid $16 a week to stay in the nurses' quarters. They laundered our uniforms. It included all of our meals. We got paid a full-time wage, which was a lot of money for back then. And we had somewhere to live. The nurses' quarters at the time had a swimming pool and a tennis court. And right next door to the nurses' quarters on the Rocky Base Hospital grounds was the doctors' club. So we had our own bar as well. So it was a really good opportunity to earn a full-time wage, go through a course and come out with a qualification at the end. And it didn't put any financial stress on my parents. So that's why I ended up doing nursing. I loved it, actually.
Did you?
Loved it.
Well, you would have been a lovely nurse, because you're that sort of person.
Dennis does teach her a lot of empathy, and although, funnily enough, funny story, first day, the Nursing Awareness Day, so we hadn't even got into nursing yet, it was just the Nursing Awareness Day. So there was a group of about 20 of us. So they take us into this ward, and there's a guy sitting there he had been cleaning his gun, and he blew his foot off. So he's laying on the bed with the bandages and everything, and his foot up. This is a patient in the hospital. So part of the Nursing Awareness Day, they actually took you through the hospital. So they made us watch them dress the foot. So we're all standing there. There's 20 of us at the end of the bed, and I'd grown up with a lot of blood, and we used to kill our own cattle and everything. So I was standing there, and they took the bandage off the end of this the foot of this guy that had shot his foot off, and about 4 people just hit the deck. They just fainted while we were all standing there, because boys. There was
to the nursing thing too.
Yeah, 3 boys and a girl, and they fainted, dropped down on the floor and fainted. As soon as they took the bandage off, and this guy's foot is just mangled.
I'm guessing they're not in nursing.
So they actually decided on the day, the Nursing Awareness Day, that they did not want to be a nurse. So.
Good decision, boys.
Yes, exactly.
And Izzy Holzberger saying, I guess I've always wanted to be a mum wife, so she's home and secure and feeling good.
That's good.
By default, I've learned to run a plumbing business, not my brain. So don't go. You go,
Butchie.
Simon Owens.
Butchie's had a huge week.
Has he? Before we do that, Simon Owens, here's a guy that was at that talk with that guy. And Simon, do you remember?
Maybe it was Simon that gave the feedback about the dentist.
Do you remember that speaker when we were in grade 11? Mate, you may or you may not. And they said, great talk, who's your dentist? There's a memory for you. And Jenny Haywood.
Hey, Jenny.
I think we're going to New Zealand. I think she might be.
Global again.
We're global.
Congratulations on a great week, Butchie.
Yeah, talk me through it. What did he do?
Well, they turned the soil for they turned the soil for Calliope High School today, which Glenn got through. So, congratulations on a great week. There's been a few big announcements this week.
Oh, what about the billion? What about the billion?
All over Facebook.
Billion?
Yeah, there's billions of things going on right now.
Well, there's billions of dollars going to be spent on
there is. I think Glenn needs to come back up and do another
We need an
update for
We need a Butchie update.
And I spoke to Matt Burnett last week. He is coming up here, and I told him I'll pin him down.
You keep promising to get him up.
No, I made him promise this week. So yeah, he's definitely coming up. Butchie needs to come up and just give us an update, because there's been a couple of big announcements.
I'd love to hear from Butchie.
So, hey, Sheldon.
Well done, Glenn. Absolutely. Good
Definitely
on you,
well done.
Well done. We love
and
seeing Butchie.
Was an integral part of getting Calliope High School through, and it's going to be great for that Calliope area.
It's all positive shit, except for the chairs.
It is positive.
Everything's positive. Everyone's on there. Rebecca's
Hey, Butchie, Simon, Jenny, Sheldon, Rebecca, what did you want to be when you grow up? Or what do you want to be when you grow up?
Can I tell you what I want to be?
I want everyone to join in today.
Yeah. Oh, they have been, I reckon. Well, I want to be
but some of these people are coming on, they're new, they haven't heard what we're talking about. So we're talking about what we wanted to be when we grew up and what we still want to be when we grow up. So did you ever sway from that first time you saw a motivational speaker?
Yeah.
Did you know straight away that's what you wanted to do? So what did you want to be?
I was a rat bag at school, so I just wanted to get through school. Cricketer.
So you were going to be a professional cricketer? Oh, you were one of those boys.
Wicketkeeper. It's easy.
I'll be a professional cricketer.
I'll just go and play cricket.
Yeah, exactly.
It can't be that hard waiting. It can't be that hard.
Did you ever have any really weird ones, like I want to be a rocket scientist, or
no? I went from cricket
science, physics science.
When I was at Nudge, I was really, really clear on journalism.
Oh, really?
Journalism writing.
You would have been a good
Oh,
journalist.
thanks, girl. Well, in the end, I've written books, and I've written for the paper, and people think I used to be a journalist because I used to write 2 articles a week for the paper.
That's right.
Can you believe that?
You did
2
too.
articles, and I want to go back to doing that because I have I just feel at the moment I need to produce more content.
Yes.
I'm working too hard.
Are you doing podcasts yet? We talked about podcasts last year.
That's this year's goal.
So what? Is there anything else along the way that you wanted to be?
Yeah. G'day, how are you, girl?
Hey, how are you?
What's going on? G'day, mate. Hey, mate. How are you, brother? Jeepers creepers, I just clicked.
It looks like he's in disguise with his hat and
He
glasses.
does. I went to school with him somewhere.
Oh, look.
Liam Bates.
That's ironic.
I want to be a policeman. Your brother is
Butchie
now.
wanted to be a policeman. Did your brother want to be a policeman?
Adrian Johns. He's an entertainer.
Hey, Adrian.
This bloke's an entertainer. Seriously.
Oh, really?
He firewalks and
Oh, wow.
does stuff. And
Adrian, we're talking about what did you want to be when you grow up? What did
lawyer.
you want to
I
be?
went through the lawyer stage. Cricketer, lawyer,
Oh, you
and
did?
journalist.
Actually, I wanted to be a lawyer at one stage.
Did
You
you?
just reminded me. It
Just
was
for short
for a
time.
brief moment. I
Yeah,
thought,
for a brief
I
time.
could do that.
That's right.
I think I just like law shows.
I think that was what I was doing legal studies when I first went down to Nudge, but then I decided it was journalism. I decided I wanted to write. Funny talking about this. I was on holidays, took some time to reflect on my life. What did I do?
What I wanted to do when I first left high school to what I
Everyone wanted
do
to be a
now
teacher.
could not be more different. I wanted to be a teacher. While studying teaching, I decided that was not what I wanted to do. So I ended up as a dental assistant. Oh, I didn't know that. We're learning stuff about everyone today. I travelled overseas many times, studied dental procedures. I worked in dental. I worked in dental for 20 years with an employer until I moved to Gladstone. Now I'm a director in community relations for Macca's in Boyne Island. I like to think I've also become a community volunteer champion. That's ironic. We were talking about dentists earlier.
That's right.
And people with bad teeth. So there you go. Well done, Leanne. And I didn't know that about you, so that's great.
And thank you, Don Ellis, for giving my book a wrap. Thank you. Maybe you're the one that's read it. I have heard someone has read it. No joke.
Hi, Michelle.
Thanks, Donna.
What did you want to be when you grow up, Michelle?
Jones. Her kids are the same age as mine. Julie taught one of her boys.
Oh,
Well, she only got one boy. I think it was Lockie.
Also, they're probably the same age as my
might have
kids
been.
as well.
Yeah, that's
then.
right. Where did your kids go through primary school?
St. Francis
Right.
at Tanham.
See, we went through St. John's.
Yeah. Well, actually, my kids went to, before St. Francis was built, the first year they went to Star of the Sea.
Yeah. Now, tell me this. What do you reckon about the whole passion thing? Well, here's the thing, talking about what you want to be when you grow up. You were talking about kids going to uni, right? Finishing high school. Here's the deal. There's a whole lot of stuff around, as you know, motivational speak now about just follow your passion and all that sort of stuff. Like, what would you tell a 17-year-old who, by rights, their career hasn't even been invented yet?
It's funny because I actually tell kids this. I actually tell people to find your passion. Find your passion. If you and you may not know what it is until you stumble across it, and you may be passionate about different things throughout your life, and that will change all the time. But at 17, going into medicine or law or journalism or whatever, if you've been forced to, or someone's told you have to, or you don't have any option, well, there are kids whose parents say you've got no option, you're doing law, so you know.
What goes on? The owner of the
Checking us
lightbox.
out. We're giving you. Oh, there's those chairs again. Did you hear that?
Very timely, brother. Very timely.
You should have been a chair maker.
Oh, I should have. I'm telling you, I'm donating chairs. Or just the sticky bits on the bottom of them. Harry Charolander, Sydney.
Hello,
We love
Harry.
Harry's
Peter,
a very, very
Peter, tell us what you wanted to be.
Peter Hawkins.
I'm sitting over there. What did you want to be when you grew up?
Did you want to own the lightbox? Did you want to own the lightbox? He's tuned out.
Yeah, it's tuned out a bit.
I'd love to know.
Harry, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh, you know what Harry is? Electrician.
You're an
Now, you
electrician.
know what he is? Property developer.
Oh, he is. So he's
No.
by trade. He's an electrician. Okay, cool.
Isn't it interesting? It's amazing where tradespeople show up, seriously, in the world. They all go and do something different.
See, a lot of people who don't have the option or don't want to go to uni will do a trade, and it's always good to fall back on. That's why I thought nursing would be good. If I went nursing, I'd always have that to fall back on. So,
and that's what they used to tell us about a trade. You've always got this thing to fall back on.
And we're very fortunate in Gladstone with all our industry. There are a lot of school-based apprenticeships and traineeships and things like that offered by our industry. So it is a great place for a lot of young people, but it would be nice to see more offered.
Okay, so as a speaker, and as you and I are both highly positive, Do you ever look at those words and go, would you ever tell a kid? I won't say that. Would you ever tell a kid now that you've got something to fall back on? Seriously.
I would. I never told my kids that. I actually said to them, and we had the yes.
I don't mean that literally. I mean it metaphorically.
Yeah. Look, we had, and I mean, a lot of this has to do with finances because there's people who don't have the money to put their kids through uni, and kids don't want to build up a big HECS debt going through uni and all those sorts of things. My kids, I have to be really, really honest. My children, when they were getting to that stage where they had to make a decision, Sarah, my youngest, she just did not want. She's like me. I hate studying. If you make me study something, I'm just not keen at all. I hate sitting down reading books and studying. And Sarah was very much like me. She likes to be out customer service, people talking. She loves makeup. She's very creative. She plays a lot of music on her guitar. She's always been a real creative person. And so she told me in grade, I think it was middle of grade 11, and she said, we had, they have to choose subjects now to get an OP. And Sarah said, Mum, I don't need an OP. I don't want to go to uni. She actually got very upset about it a few times. And I just said, look, you don't have to go to uni. So she actually changed her subjects to do a traineeship through Le Char, which is the beauty college down here, because I knew that was her passion. She changed her subject. So once a week she'd go down and do a day at Le Char. And so she came out at the end of grade 12 with a certificate 3 in beauty. And she's now the she's a beauty advisor at Priceline. So she's doing what she loves.
And she's really good at it from what I can hear.
She's very, very good. She's got a YouTube channel. She promotes herself on Instagram. She does a lot of live Facebook makeups and things like that. So, she's getting into the social media side of it very young. And Brendan, on the other hand, he wasn't someone who liked to be a tradie type person. Brendan never was someone who didn't like metalwork. Well, he's working with industry at Pertec, but he didn't want to go out and be a bricklayer or an electrician or, and I think that's fine. You need to just make sure you encourage the kids to find their passion. And, they'll stumble through life and work out for themselves. I always say to my kids, life is going to teach you a whole lot of lessons. So if you want to move out on your own, well, you got to learn to save money and budget, If you want to buy a car, you got to save up. You got to get a job.
And Dom Kennedy, can I just tell you, another nudgy boy who was sitting at that talk that I told you about.
So Dom we were talking about.
His dad would have organised it. His dad was the vice principal, John Kennedy. Best dude ever, such a nice guy. I loved him very much.
Faye.
He was hard. Eamon, another one. Do you know Powers Bruin? This guy's another nudgy boy.
Wow, we've got all the nudgy boys.
The nudgy connection today.
So we talked earlier, guys, about a very early on. What grade did you say it was?
Grade 11
speaker came to your school.
The speaker came to our school.
And had bad teeth.
And the feedback that he got was great. Speaker, but who's your dentist?
Who's your dentist?
That's all we could remember about him. And of course, that was not real cool to be really out on stage.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
So one of these boys, we're getting enough nudgy boys on here to be close to the one that put that feedback down about who's your dentist.
If it wasn't, it wouldn't have been Dom. He's too nice. Amon, maybe not. Owens, it would have been, I reckon.
Oh, okay.
Simon Owens, he was a rat bag, a real rat bag.
So we're talking today about what do you want to be when you grow up? So I'd love to know what Faith wanted to be when she grew up.
Yeah, I'd love to know. Donna Ellis is saying find your values to find your passion. And I get that. 20 things are important, cross them off until you're left with 5. That's not bad. I like that. That's not a bad idea.
But you know what? At a young age, I have to say, there's no way I could have done that. I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do. Honestly, I thought I wanted to be a teacher.
Because the challenge is, at 7, for us now, absolutely, I'd write all of those things.
Yeah, I would now, but not when I was young.
So they're my values,
leaving school,
right? And they're probably more.
I don't even know. I mean,
they're more my interests, right? Like, I love travelling. I've owned a coffee van, which didn't go so well, which is cool. That's good learning. Listen to music constantly. Cannot do quiet time all the time. I'm the Gladstone coordinator for the CEO Sleep Out this year. Can you come and do that with us?
Where am I sleeping out?
Out in the street. Overnight. Sleep out.
Could do that?
Yeah. Thanks. That's a commitment.
As long as there's somewhere I can brush my teeth and go to the loo.
Absolutely. We'll work that shit out on the way.
That would be fun.
It would be fun.
That'd be a good experience. Yeah, I'll do that.
Vinny's.
I'll do that.
where are we going? Yeah, so all of that stuff there, like if you're a kid, like family, like is that a vacation? Maybe it is. Travel, there's a lot of travel bloggers around.
I think you can even cut that down even further because, if you like helping people, or if you're passionate about, improving someone's life, or the career opportunities for that alone,
absolutely.
You can go and work in
1,000 industries.
Well, you can be a counsellor, a psychiatrist,
right.
A psychologist. You
That's
can
right.
work in an employment agency, helping people
consultant.
get jobs. You can, there's so many avenues. And that's probably a really good start, Donna, is writing down what you like.
Absolutely.
Because if you like music, well, you can do a heap of things. You can work at the entertainment centre. You could work in, you could be in a band. Like, you can break that down a lot.
Could actually. There's another 2 levels that come underneath that. Great, cool. Go you.
If you like to work, in the environment, like if you like nature and the environment and animals,
because it doesn't have to be at tree.
You could work on Heron and you could do a heap of stuff. You could work, and that's one thing I do tell young people. If you do like something particular, like music, or if you like the environment, or you like the ocean, or whatever, find things you can volunteer to do. Because volunteering is something that if you like to work in aged care, get your blue card and go down and visit people at the nursing home. I remember the first Christmas I arrived in Gladstone. I had absolutely nothing to do. My children were all with their other parents, and I was alone. So I actually wanted to go and visit the old elderly in the nursing home. And I also asked Rosebery House if I could come and help there. But unfortunately, I didn't have a blue card, and I sort of left my run too late. But there's always opportunities. Daycare centres, do work experience. I've had a couple of young people come and, interested in real estate and stuff. They do a bit of work experience.
And volunteer does open up a lot of doors.
It certainly does. And you know what? If you're a young person, it's a really good thing to have on your resume when you go to uni or you go for a job.
Absolutely. Love seeing volunteering.
It's great. People love having volunteers.
And it's the category on LinkedIn. That's how important it is in the professional space. What I love about the idea of volunteering is it doesn't have to be, like when I think of volunteering, I don't actually think Vinnie's. I think, like if you want to become a speaker, for example, just reframe volunteering a little bit and say, get unpaid work in the field you love. So my first talks were at Rotary. That's where I first got, and some GMs happen to be at the Rotary.
That is an awesome idea.
Go and get work for free. Like if you want to be a real estate agent, come and see Ros and tell her you work for a week without getting paid. Commit. Do what it freaking takes.
You find places where you can have the outlet of doing it, because you know what, with just purely from my journey with my weight loss surgery, relationship stuff, my business stuff, I've actually been nearly twice a year, 2-3 times a year. I go down to the PCYC and they have a group of underprivileged kids down there that I go and speak to. I've spoken at Chanel College to the students. There's always some outlet where people are looking for someone to actually come and talk and share their story. And that's a part of, it's not volunteering as such, but it's something that will help you if you want to build your profile. I actually talked to someone this week who said, I'd love to do lives like you do, but I'm too nervous. And I said, just start little. Donna's started doing it.
I would have heard that 100 times last year.
Hey, Fiona.
I used to hear it up here a lot because I used to spend a lot of time up here, and every time someone would walk, I love your lives, wish I could do that. So what can't you?
Yeah, just start it.
So that's the passion thing. So it's, how do you find your passion? What I say is find your interest more than your passion. Donna calls it values. I think it's more interest.
What I find? You know what I think it is? And this is just me. I say find something that makes you want to get out of bed every day. Just find something that you actually say. And it's even, if you like exercising, well, you know what? There's plenty of opportunities to go and even in the nursing homes and, at the kid daycare centre, stuff like that, they have so many activities where you can go down and help,
Are you on Crappy to Happy yet?
What's that?
Oh, girl, podcast.
Crappy to Happy.
Tiff and Cass. So they're not nearly as exciting as we are. Tiff off Biggest Loser.
Oh,
She's a judo instructor. She was one of the personal trainers. And Cass. Look, hey, hold on. Tiff Hall and Cass Dan?
Oh, no, Cass. Yep, no, it's just got their first name. Dan,
Cass
Dunn.
Tiff Hall and Cass Dunn.
You've got it open.
I was listening to it today. I love it. What was I going to say about them? What did you say first?
I just was talking about finding, exercise outlets for exercise.
So Tiff's a personal trainer online. her life is posting online videos on how you can stay fit at home, and her target market, her niche, is mums. Mums at home with bubs.
And what a great idea! Social media has opened up so many opportunities. And look at Sarah, my 20-year-old daughter, who she goes on the girls' advice page and does live videos, and she gets 3,000 people watching her do makeup at a time. It's
3,000.
Yeah, there's so many girls on that page, and she goes and with her future sister-in-law, and she sits down and does her makeup, and they talk and they laugh and play silly buggers the whole way through it.
Podcast as well.
But opportunities, and I think young people who are doing that, they're braver than what we were at the same age. Because I actually did rostrum. Remember rostrum?
Yes.
So rostrum was like Toastmasters. So I had the opportunity when I was younger to do public speaking through rostrum, and I compare myself back then when I was a big girl, standing up doing those things and thinking I was pretty brave to do that. But it was one of the nerdy things to do, I suppose, as far as because I was in the student council and. I was a debater.
Good.
I
Me too.
loved
I was
debating.
for third speaker.
I was. I was a bit of a one of the Glee kids.
I'm going to rebut that.
But I think the opportunities for even with selfies. Like, you know what? If we did that in the day, we would have been like, well, how up yourself are you? Taking photos of yourself and putting them on a public forum like Facebook.
Get them developed anyway.
Yeah, you would have had to go and get it developed and then cut it out and stick it in the window of your house or something.
Can I tell you a funny story?
But I think it actually can make people confident, but sometimes a bit overconfident.
What's that? Selfies?
Well, with the young people nowadays making sure that they...
I'll tell you what, social media actually is the present. Did you know that?
Well, it is if you use it. I believe that's internal, but anyway, that's a whole other story.
Oh, no, me too. But even if you listen to Tiff and Cass, one of their recent podcasts talks about the power of positive thinking, which we totally agree with. Actually, it might have been the one I'm just listening to now. And what they say is that social media has now been proven to be a cause of depression because you only ever actually see people's happy snaps.
Yes.
And you compare your life to them and go, well, my life's not
been
as happy
there,
as that.
done that.
Yeah. So,
well, you don't want the world to think you're miserable and that you're going through bad stuff or your relationship's not great.
And you don't show the crappy stuff. Right?
No, you don't.
And it's
And I think there is an element of that with the younger generation as well. They've been brought up with social media. We've been introduced to this. So
8 years ago.
I really crave sometimes the thought of us, our children having the upbringing we had, where you could go out, you could play silly buggers, and the whole world wouldn't end up finding out about it. But if you went out and did some of the things that the kids did at our age, we used to. You have to be home before the sun went down. Parents really didn't know where you were. We were off, collecting plastic bottles out of the gutters to take to the cordial factory and get a refund.
And when you did get old enough, some of the shit we used to get up to was a bit naughty.
Yeah, and there's no way you could do that stuff now. You would know in an instant.
Some of those football bus trips.
And in some ways, I mean, when you look at the positive side of social media, if there's something that someone needs help with, or there's positive things out there as far as exposure goes, there are some positives with how quickly and viral things can go. But if you play up nowadays, guaranteed the whole world will know about it in 10 minutes and you'll go viral on Facebook.
Matt, and one cycles.
Hi, Matt.
Have you got a bike yet? You need a trek.
I'm not getting a bike.
Why?
No.
This is good.
No.
It's good fun. Cycle.
No. No, look at me. I've been working out. I know. I'm back at the gym.
Go to the big guns. Show us your big guns.
See? Oh, hang on.
You got some big guns going on there too.
Angela Rose,
She's doing a good job, eh?
Loving it.
Jesus, half hour whips by.
A passion keeps you motivated. An obsession makes it hard to sleep. You stay up late and jump out of bed.
Absolutely. And I think for me...
That can be hard though, because you don't want something that's going to keep you awake at night. Sleep's important.
I think if I had a dream job still, it would be commentating Morgan Ford country athlete, Ironman. It would be commentating at the Hawaii Ironman, like an Ironman triathlon commentator.
Is that like the guy we were talking about the other day that calls him? Yeah, you should practice that.
Oh, look.
Make that one of your goals. Put it on your bucket list.
I will commentate an Ironman triathlon one day.
Hi, Narelle.
I just love it so much. Narelle, Brad, so hello. It's just, I couldn't think of it doing anything better. I think that would just be so much fun. And you've got to be energetic for 17 hours. They start at 7 in the morning and finish at midnight.
That's crazy.
So
I still don't know how you do it, but anyway.
oh, look, it's possible.
Find your passion.
Find it and
Find your passion.
Oh, that's why I just
Matt
like
and
this
Narelle,
sport.
what did you want to be when you grew up? Or when you grow up?
Matt was a coal miner of all things up in Mount Isa, believe it or not. Now he ended up in a bike shop.
So, big question.
Big question.
What do you want to be now when you grow up? You've told me before.
GM of the world.
Best motivational speaker in the country.
Leadership.
Leadership coach.
Leadership authority.
Yeah, that's right.
Trainer and consultant by 2023. So 5 years. But if you chunk that up like an influencer, you know what I mean? Like GM of the world, really. Someone like a Gary Vaynerchuk or a Lewis Howes or something like that. So
you could be a really, really professional, amazing, very, very successful, wealthy author.
I could. Love writing. Love writing books, eh?
Yes.
I feel like I've got a book in me too at the moment. Have you got a book in you?
I've got several books in me. My mum's always saying, you need to write a book, you need to write a book.
Have you thought about writing your journey? What would the title of your book be?
That's a big one. I actually don't know yet, but that's something worth thinking about. That's a really good question. What would the title of your book be?
From fatty to happy or something?
No, but it's not about my weight loss. It's about growing as a person holistically. So that's just a small part of it as far as I'm concerned, because, you know, a lot of the issues that you get through throughout your life have nothing to do with your physical appearance. A lot of it, most of the time, it's the other way around.
Yeah, that's right.
So, you know, you're a product of other things. I was a product of my mum being the best cook on the planet, I think, and me not having any ability to feel full. Right. So, yeah.
So she's still a good cook?
She's an amazing cook. She's like CWA good. She's like, in the CWA. Like, she's the best cook on the planet.
Where's mum now?
They're out of Claremont.
Right.
Yeah, so they're out in the farm still. They've semi-retired, but yes. Yes. So we got a visitor.
We just got
what did you want to be when you grew up? We're doing a live video.
What did I want to be?
Or what do you want to be when you grow up?
I still haven't grown up.
Nor have we.
We haven't either. That's why we said, what do we want to be when we grow up?
Team, this is Steve, one of our just great buddies who I used to do a lot of work with at America. And one of the most helpful.
Still at GPC.
And still at Port, absolutely.
We've done plenty there too.
That's right.
When you were younger at school, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be an architect.
Oh, really?
Design.
I did, but I wasn't smart enough.
Oh.
Are you creative?
A little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Did you like drafting and stuff?
Yeah.
Graphic. What was it?
Yeah,
Graphic
graphic design.
when we went to school. Yeah.
Graphic design was my best subject.
Where did you go to school?
Your poon.
Brendan?
No, to the public school.
Right.
Oh, your poon. Yeah, it was an Ursula's school.
Ursula's. What years?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I finished in 87.
I finished 88. I was a senior of 88.
Yeah, I was a senior of 87.
Yes,
wow. Your poon's not changed much since then, I don't think.
So,
St.
A
Ursula's.
little bit. Yeah. Have you been to the water park?
There's no nuns left at St. Ursula's. Oh, that's great. The foreshore, the water park is fantastic.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So tell us, mate, what are you doing now? So how did we go from architecture to, say, contracts administration?
I don't know. It was a gradual progression, I guess.
Yeah.
From doing a number of different things.
Yeah. And you love the work you do. Like,
Absolutely.
you're passionate about what you do, right?
Absolutely.
Where do you find that passion for the work you do?
I think it's a self-satisfaction thing.
So
I enjoy interacting with other people, and that's what you do the most.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a really good one.
Isn't that right?
Self-satisfaction.
Self-satisfaction. Alan Bradley, overseas.
Hey, Alan.
At the moment. And what's most satisfying from a self-satisfaction perspective?
Just make sure that we can
Is it the connection with other people?
It's the connection with other people too, but it's getting to see the project come to a close at the end and knowing that you're part of it.
I agree.
So do you feel like you're getting out of it what you wanted to get out of architecture? Is that what you were striving for as far as your passion goes?
Look, things change and
we grow up.
we grow up and realise that
Sucks. We're still
realism
growing
comes
up.
in.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Because like when I look at you, what I think about is contribution. You know what I mean? Like you're just saying, Steve can't help enough. Like he's just seriously one of the most. I've told you this before. One of the most helpful people I've ever worked with. Like nothing's too much trouble. And when I sort of see Steve, I always go, "Holy shit! Here's a bloke that I could ask anything,
That's
and
awesome.
it would. And you know, if he could help me, he would." So that's what I probably think. That's what I think.
I'm an old teamwork player from way back.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know, maybe it comes from small business where half a dozen people have got to make the whole thing happen. I don't know whether you've got to see it right from start to the end.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, that's great.
Mate, that's great of you to join us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah, you too.
We'll catch up with you soon, bro. Thanks, champion. Isn't that good?
Yeah,
What
that's good.
Lovely bloke. Man.
Yeah, well, that's
Lovely.
good. I love it when people are giving up their time. Look at these beautifully dressed people coming out of the entertainment centre.
What's going on?
I don't know. It might be a wedding or something.
Yeah. And he spoke so well, doesn't he?
Yeah, nice guy. You can tell.
Oh, lovely bloke. Seriously, one of the nicest. He just how did I?
Oh, can you talk to the kids, or is that bad?
Holy crap!
Hey kids, who wants to go live on Facebook? Come here.
Yeah. All right. Shit. Are we allowed to do that without money?
All right.
All right.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A vet.
A vet.
A vet.
That's awesome.
Why?
Why do you want to be a vet?
I want to help animals.
Oh, that's lovely. My niece is a vet. Well, she's a vet nurse.
So,
So
what's good about helping animals? Talk us through.
I like animals.
Very good. What pets have you got?
I have 2 cats and a dog.
2 cats and a dog. What are they called?
Bunnykins has no tail.
Bunnykin's got no tail.
Blake has a little mustache, and they're both snowshoe cats. And Casey, we got her this year, and she's from the RSPCA.
Oh, that's lovely. You rescued her.
Yeah, and we don't know anything about her.
Oh, that's okay. You
That's
can
all right. Is
just
she happy?
love her,
Yeah.
and that's the best thing.
She loves to kiss.
Oh, that's
nice.
beautiful.
My name's Anton anyway. Lovely to meet you.
I'm Ros. I hope you don't get in trouble for doing this. Where's your mum?
Oh, good.
Oh, okay. You better tell her.
Yeah, just tell her you now.
So you just went on Facebook Live.
All
Thank
right,
you, darling. Good
sweetie.
luck. You'll be a good vet.
Absolutely.
She'll be a good vet.
How cute.
My niece is a vet nurse. She actually was.
Hey,
She
how
did her
good-
training
just
up in
quickly,
Mackay.
How good's that? Did you notice that? Who wants to be on Facebook like me?
Yeah.
Bang, spoke well.
Yeah, no, she
That's
did speak
insane.
really well. She
Look at
actually
these
had really
kids.
good content,
Didn't
you know,
she?
for a child to
That's
get up and do that.
How old would she
Awesome.
be? What, 10?
Yeah, probably.
Shit.
I'm really bad at guessing
Jeez.
kids' ages.
Geez, these kids are so
Yeah, I
much
know.
more developed. I couldn't have done that at that age. I was like so shy.
No, I probably would have. I talked to anybody.
Yeah, I couldn't have.
I think
was
my
shy.
I think my ability to just talk always got me through my
Your-
self-confidence issues.
Yeah, your anxiety.
Yeah,
Or
so,
all the other stuff.
yes.
Yeah.
And I think it's really nice when they're that age and they know what they want to do. And she obviously loves animals, so yeah, that's
Okay, good.
It is.
Imagine. Let's check in with her in 20 years' time.
Yes,
Shall
she
we?
might be like
I didn't get
20
that.
years
Did she?
time.
Yeah,
Oh no, I don't know. If I'm-
15.
Well,
Yeah. You'll be 30.
I don't know if I'll still be here in 20 years.
You'll be
I'll
in
be
your 30s by then.
living on a yacht somewhere or something.
That height now, you're talking. Me too, girl. We'll be doing this from
Maldives.
Bahamas. Or the sunny coast will do. See you, mate. Thanks again,
Thanks, Steve. Good sport.
Yeah, we'll be doing this from the sunny coast.
Yeah.
Caloundra.
But things like, I mean, that young lady just saying that she wants to be a vet, and my niece did her training up in Mackay, and she's a vet nurse. She's now working in the UK. She had to do a special entry exam to be able to work over there. So she's moved over there with her partner, and she's doing vet nursing in the UK. So, that's a really good. I mean,
Absolutely.
and again, like I said before, if you like animals, there's plenty of jobs that you can do to work with animals.
That's for
so,
sure.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, girl, that's about 42
Really
minutes.
time to wrap
Wrap it
up.
up.
And have you got big plans for the Australia Day long weekend?
Oh, hell yes.
There is so much on this weekend. The Calliope, I think it's the rodeo and Ute Masters on
this weekend?
Yeah, I think it's this weekend. Correct me if I'm wrong there, everybody. I'm sure there's a big thing on at the Tannum Sands Hotel. There's something on down at the Esplanade. There's RGs have got their big thing. There's about 50 market stalls. They got rides down there like the Gladstone Show. They're all set up, Dodgem cars and
the
RGs in the car park. So 3 bands, outdoor stage. They got 50 market stalls. There's rides down there like the Octopus, like when we went to the show as kids. There's Dodgem
When's
cars.
that? Is
This
that Monday?
weekend,
Is that
tomorrow. Tomorrow.
The whole weekend, though?
No, I think it starts at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
What, just for the day? Or?
Barbecue Ferry going to be there. Got to give Ivan a plug because
That's for
he's
how long?
pulled pork burgers all day. It goes all day.
Just one day?
It's on for Australia. It's tomorrow's Australia Day.
Yeah.
So it's on all day.
But Monday's the public holiday.
No,
When
no,
we're
but
supposed to be
tomorrow's when
drinking.
all the stuff's on.
Right, okay.
Yeah. But isn't the 26th of
Yeah, it is.
Australia
No,
Day?
it
Yeah,
is,
so it's actually
But
all
we
on
still have
tomorrow.
a public holiday Monday,
Yeah.
right? So I expect
Yeah,
we'll
so
do
there's a public
something.
holiday, but I'm just going to check because I am sure, I better just confirm.
Can I tell you what I'm doing now?
What are you doing
with
tomorrow?
my little mate Spearsy. Because Zach and I have this great joke.
Yeah, look, it is. When's
Oh,
that?
yeah, no, that's right. I just...
Oh, no, it's not. I'm sorry, it's not a rodeo. So Calliope Bulls, Boots and Barbecues is on Saturday, tomorrow.
See the 26th and the 27th.
Oh, so that must be...
Oh, that's a weekend one.
So that's
yeah.
tomorrow.
That's
So the
what I'm trying to
26th.
understand.
Yeah, so the 26th. So that's tomorrow.
Yeah.
So the Calliope Bulls, Boots and Barbecues is on. So that's big. Oh, yeah, it is. Calliope Rodeo. And I was right. Yeah, I've seen the signs all over town. So that's at Tarragoola Road in Calliope there.
Yeah.
So that's going to be huge. And then there's the Tannum Sands Esplanade. They've got a big family fun day on tomorrow, 3 till 7. So that's at the Esplanade down at Tannum. And then there is the carnival. So RG's, they've got the it's a straight day carnival and fireworks.
Beautiful. Won't that be cool?
Yeah, so there's heaps on this weekend, which is actually good because last year was a little bit soft on with what was available.
Can I tell you what else is on?
You tell me. Is there a triathlon somewhere?
Cricket.
Oh yeah, cricket.
In Brizzy.
Oh okay, yes,
And in
Brizzy.
Spearsy.
We're trying to promote the locals.
I know.
Hey, you went to Phil Collins?
Oh, I know.
I meant to ask you. Phil Collins was on. I heard it was.
I can feel it.
That must be the only Phil Collins song you know.
Right.
Yeah.
No. And Invisible Touch.
Oh wow.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, he's
He
pretty
did
good
so
for it. How old would he be now?
He's no good for his age. He's terrible.
Someone said he couldn't even walk. Yeah, he
walk.
couldn't walk properly.
You know what they done? So I researched that, and he had a back operation, and he lost the use of his leg.
Oh, wow! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
How sad's that, huh?
I saw Elton John.
And you know what he said? This is the way he started the concert. His first words. He said, "Hi everyone. 3 years ago, I had a back operation. Now my foot's fucked." True word. That's quote. Word for word, verbatim.
Well, there you go. He was being honest. So there you go. Actually, when I saw Elton John in Mackay Cup year before last or early last year, whenever it was, he was sort of crouched over a bit, but he sat at the piano most of the night playing. He was freaking awesome though.
Shit, huh?
And to see him in Mackay was wow.
In Mackay.
Yeah. He was in Mackay, yeah. It was at the footy fields in Mackay. It was a massive concert, but it was so great. Oh, it was packed, absolutely packed. Phil Collins everyone would have gone to see Phil Collins, wouldn't they?
Half of Gladstone was on the planes going down. Well, all of Gladstone, I think. The planes are chopping.
I heard a few people that saw you down.
Where are you going for?
Yeah.
Where are you going for?
Oh no, that's awesome.
No, it was really, really
No,
good.
that's good. So are you going for all weekend for the cricket in
just
Brisbane?
tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Well, you have a fabulous
One day.
time.
Yeah, frequent flies.
Whatever you're doing
Everyone's
this
up us
weekend,
at the moment
guys.
for travelling too much.
Yeah.
Everyone's giving us a hard time saying
You have been away a
travel
lot.
too much.
You have been away.
That's all the work that people fly me around the country to do. Frequent fly points. You got to get a benefit somewhere, Ross.
Well, that's true.
You got to get a benefit
That's true.
somewhere.
You also got work to do here, though.
Spewing.
You're still coming down off your Japan holiday. I'm sure.
I come good this week. Did a lot of thinking this week.
I had a great planning week, and
I did too.
Yeah, just great and really good. First sale across the line for the year. So yeah, no, really good. Happy news. Whatever you're doing this weekend, stay safe, have fun, have a few cold beverages. Welcome late, Craig.
Who's Craig Blake?
Craig Blake. What do you want to do when you grow up, Craig? We're just about to wrap up. Have a fabulous weekend. Everybody stay safe and celebrate this great country of ours.
Oh, absolutely.
And make sure that you happy Australia Day, Leanne.
Oh, happy Australia.
Make sure you spend time with loved ones, family, friends, a few cold beverages, and I'll see you next Friday if you're in town.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah,
Jet Setter. And thanks for all your interaction today, guys. It was really awesome to have a lot of feedback from everyone. And
so that was a good topic. What are we doing? What are we doing next?
We will
come up with something.
Decide Friday morning what we always do.
You'll decide like you do, because I don't.
I'm like, I haven't heard from Andrew yet. Let's pick something.
That's right.
So take care, everyone. Have an awesome Australia Day weekend. Stay safe, and we'll see you next Friday.
See you soon.
Bye.